Hi guys, I'm Bex from Trista and I'm here with Simon from Blue Fox Comics. We've got a couple of awesome comics to talk about. We've got Robyn, which is kind of a dark Robyn Hood type thing with a twist. Gone, with this incredibly cute cover. And Hexes. Which one do you want to start with?
Well, we can do Robyn. Let's go for Robyn.
Go for Robyn first.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the premise for this.
Okay, so Robyn, we've got a gender flip Robyn Hood, where she's a young girl in Sherwood Forest. We start off the comic where basically she's alone and she wants to be alone. She's quite happy to be alone, and she thinks that's all she'll ever need. But as the story goes on, she starts to realise that actually she's going to need some help. But no one's quite as they are. It's not a straight telling or retelling of the legend. I'm using the characters, but really spinning all of them. So we've got. So Friar Tuck isn't this jolly plump guy. He's quite a sinister man who gets Robyn to do his stealing, because after all he's a man of the cloth. But we also have other things. Steampunk knights come into it, and we have like a young boy who is actually the Sheriff of Nottingham to be, so who has a bit of a crush on Robyn. So it's sort of setting the stage up for more things later on.
Yeah, so taking all of those concepts we're familiar with them and really playing with
those
concepts.
Playing with them, yeah. It's really fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, and it's got a beautiful art style as well, very distinctive.
Indeed, I was very lucky to my artist Ege from Turkey. So I've never met him, but obviously met via the digital webbing website, and it's just amazing. I always try and choose styles which obviously I would buy and are slightly quirky as well. So when I saw his work, I was just bowled over.
Yeah, really distinctive, really beautiful art style. And you've got how many issues of this so far?
So we've got 2 so far. In fact, yesterday as I was sitting here, I received the email saying I've done the inks for issue 3. So that will be coming to Kickstarter later on this year.
Awesome. So we'll put links to that down in the description.
Yeah.
What drew you to want to make something based around the Robyn Hood legend?
Initially, I think it was a previous Comic Con we were at, and there's a chap who does the Shakespeare twists on Shakespeare. I can't remember what they are, and I think I just stood down and thought, okay, how can I do that? How can I play with a character that everybody knows about and bring something to life? And that's what we came up with. And the nice thing about Robyn, it is very popular. Certainly on Kickstarter, it's our most popular title. And I think obviously because it's Robyn Hood, it has that kind of following or kind of undercurrent of knowledge already out there. So that's what works well.
Do you have an overall arc already written for this one? How long is it going to go?
Well, the first 4 issues are written, and that's kind of almost a coming together of all the different types of people. The band, I suppose, the band of people. Yeah. So that's that, and I think we'll probably at least do another 8. So we'll do another, so it'll be 12 issues at the moment in my mind.
Yeah, and then I guess after that point it's just down to demand, because it's a big world you can play with.
It's amazing, and we do in issue 2. We do introduce another character from British legend, shall we say, as well.
Okay.
So, but not related to Robyn Hood. So we're mashing that up as well.
So that gives you a really wide base of characters.
It gives us a crazy characters, but it's fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun.
That sounds awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So one of your other popular titles is, of course, Hexes. Quite different.
Yes, quite different. So Hexes we call it the psychological horror stories. They're one-off stories, but all set in the same universe. So the idea is that as we progress and as we create Volume 2, we'll start seeing characters pop up in other people's stories.
Okay.
So it's kind of a convergence, but it's a long plan.
Yeah. So like an interconnected anthology, so you can dip in and out, but it's all in the same universe.
That's right, exactly.
Right.
And so you'll see, and you might be able to read something and think, oh yes, that's maybe something to do with over here. And it's fun. It's a nice thing to play with. And it's just different because we use different artists, and I don't know, it just gives it a new feel, a fresh feel for each one.
Yeah.
And the Volume 2 that's coming out, again, they've all been drawn, they've all been written and drawn. So hopefully again that'll be coming to Kickstarter later on this year. So.
Yeah. What drew you to want to work on an anthology style series?
There's lots of good reasons to do it. If not because you can then have 4 different artists working on the same book, and kind of you can bring it to press sooner. It's as simple as that. So obviously with other titles that we've got, where you've got one artist doing the whole series, you have to wait. But with Hexes we can do 4 at a time, and let's bring them to print as a Volume 1.
Awesome. So people are going to be able to look up the Kickstarter for Volume 2 of this one.
Yeah,
pretty soon.
That'll be going on. We've got a Kickstarter going on at the moment, but this will be the next one after that.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And the last one, which is one I was drawn to very much, one of the reasons I wanted to walk up to this stall, was this tiny little robot. It's adorable, and this is a one-shot standalone story.
Yes, it is. So Gone, we had one of the artists that I was working with a long time ago said, I don't like drawing people, but I like sci-fi. So basically, I came up with a story which mixed those two together. So the Assiste robot powers up on board a spacecraft which should be home to thousands of people, but it's desolate, there's no one there at all. So bless him, he just goes and tries to find out where everyone's gone. But as he does so, he starts to hear, or starts receiving messages from one of the crew members from before everyone disappears. So he starts getting clues as to what happened. So, and that's how it starts. That's how it progresses. So.
Yeah, and that's what drew you obviously then to doing a non-human protagonist, was just to find an interesting project with that artist. That's an incredible collaborative experience.
When I write, I find that almost the more constricting or restricting I am, the more my mind can use that, use those restrictions to generate the story. So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, and that's the wonderful thing about indie comics as well, is that you can say, hey, I just don't want to draw people for a bit, come up with a story and make that a reality, which would be much more difficult in a bigger studio. So
very much.
That must have been an incredibly fun process to work on.
Yeah, it was really nice being able to obviously come up with this concept and then find Lyndon does the wonderful covers, and it's just the cover has literally, like you, it just draws people in, and people come across. The nice thing about it's Gone is that I haven't got it here today, but I made a big fluffy version of the robot as well.
I need to see that.
Yeah, so hopefully by the time with the next con, we'll have that one as well.
Yeah, how different was it writing a non-human AI protagonist to your usual characters?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's got a. And it's that sort of thing, it's mixing the robotic, logical antagonist, and then, because he's having messages as well coming into him, with the human, there's a human part there. So, and then almost, he's kind of aware of the messages, or these messages, but he also not. So he's getting confused, and in his logical brain he's getting confused.
Yeah.
So
Difficult to make a character like that emotive, but he looks adorable.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm already want to know he's okay.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there were some lovely panels in there. As he's going through the ship, there's one where he gets to the gymnasium and he's there with the skipping rope, and he's skipping because there's no one else, there's nothing else to do. And it is just really nice and really lovable. So.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really happy that I've got to see these, so thank you very much for talking to me.
My pleasure, thank you very much.
Do you have a website or place where people can look up all of your comics?
Absolutely. If you go to www.bluefoxcomics.com, you'll find them all on there. And we've also got our social media, so at Blue Fox Comics you'll find us on Instagram and Facebook and other places as well.
Yeah, we'll put links to all of those down in the description for those people. So again, thank you for talking to me. These are gorgeous, gorgeous comics, and I wish you the best of luck with the future ones.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Quick shout out to everyone who supports me here on YouTube and over on Twitch. You guys are amazing. Also, the names of some incredible Patreons who allow these videos to happen will be scrolling up the screen right about now. Thank you to each and every one of you.
Hi guys, I'm Bex from Trista, and I'm here with Simon, who is from, I've forgotten the name immediately, Blue Fox Comics.
That's okay.
But your name is Simon?
I think so, yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Good. At this time on a Sunday,
you
can never tell.
I have had that problem.